Thank you. This is somebody looks familiar in here. Sister Natalia, Aurora's back there. I don't think you can see my mouse, but Melissa's there. This is the same trip Rachel was on too, inside of the Great Pyramid. Rachel was there for Sinai. Abu Simbel. Here's Aurora again. Oh, she's not on. She's
I
not.
look terrible.
No. Cassandra as well too is there. I don't know all their names. Do you guys want to name their names, or you want to? I'm not exactly sure everybody's name.
That's from left to right. That's Natalia, um, Katie, Melissa, me, and Cassandra.
Abu Simbel is just such a powerful temple, and we're going to hear from Sharon in a minute. She's going to tell us some more about Abu Simbel. This is at the plateau, Giza Plateau site. Looks like more people are in this picture than before. I'm going to read along with the chat too. Hearing holy waters. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of scrolling here. I find it interesting too, as I was looking at the pictures, like there's something about the contrast of the colors, the heights as well too. Aurora, you look really tall. Are you tall?
That group of people are not very tall, so I look
No, she's
relatively
tall.
tall.
You're so tall, Aurora. I'm short. I'm 5'2". You're tall.
You can literally like feel the vibes of the people too. This is inside of this is inside the Great Pyramid still, right?
Wait,
Or
I'm in
no,
that.
maybe
I
this is
don't
somewhere else.
remember being in that.
This
That's
is
me in
this is
there.
somewhere else. This is a different temple, maybe.
No, I never went to any temples. I only went to the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx and then Sinai. So that has to be it because I don't remember being in that photo though. That's what's weird.
It's a timeline. Some timelines happening there, huh? Oops. Yeah. Wait, did I do that? Did I do too much? This is the Great Sphinx. This is a private tour, clearly, because you guys are right in between the paws. You can't get in between the paws unless you're on a private. Sister Maggie. Oops. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Let me go back. Here we go. I'm going the right way. Okay. I think that may have been it from the pictures that I have been provided. I don't think I talked about this one in the last one, but I wanted to bring it up. This picture was taken on the Nile River, coming back or either going to Dragon Island, and somebody had snapped it, and then this photo is the mermaid. That's what I was going to tell you guys. There's like water, they snapped it, and whatever is happening there, it just looks like a mermaid. So I wanted to share that with you guys. This was our trip in September. We're at the quarry here. I'm pretty sure Sharon's taking this photo. We always try to get her in the photos, but Sharon took this photo when he's
The energy's in it because I'm taking the picture.
Yeah, I know, but I always wanted you in our photos. I don't know if we ever got any.
No.
I think we did this one before. This is a little bit closer up of what's in between the Sphinx. Sounds like Genevieve is going to have a private tour.
Yeah.
In the morning.
In the morning of the 5th. For me, it's so activating right now. I just think of myself putting my feet under the palms, and I can feel like the ground. It's amazing. It's amazing.
This was from JJ's trip, but I just like this was one that I had cropped out of it. This is the Philae Temple, Isis. Kind of this is like a back, like a further out shot. This is the Noon Goddess. This was for our trips, the magical ship that transported us on the Nile. And this is from one of my trips before. This is in Saqqara. This is the Bent Pyramid. When they were still working on the design of the pyramid, my tour guide, I said, "Hey, I feel like the pyramids are built by extraterrestrials." And he's like, "You know what? I'm going to show you a pyramid," and it was this pyramid. He's like, "This is proof that the pyramids were built by man because they didn't perfect the design yet. They were still working on the design and it ended up bent at the top." Let me go to the next ones, which are Sharon's. I think I'm going to do some photos, Sharon, and then I'll pull your codes up last, if hopefully that's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Just for ease of, just so we can see a little bit, and then we'll go over the codes. Okay, let me pull it up. I got everything decently prepped. Share. Okay, we got first up. And feel free just to unmute and share if anything's coming through for you as well too. This is Gary.
Yeah, it's my starseed skull. I got him in Peru, and he came into the pyramids, and we put him in the sarcophagus.
Oh, he was in the sarcophagus? Gary was?
Yeah. He's the only star
gosh.
that I can actually hear. So he asked me to put him in the sarcophagus.
And our private tour, we weren't allowed, like, they were very strict on touching the actual sarcophagus, which was kind of surprising. People still did it, but yeah, many people got chastised heavily.
Yeah, that's the Tomb of I. That the energy there was really intense. We done an activation around the tomb, and afterwards I had to go out and take my shoes off and ground on the ground. It was amazing though.
Yeah, I love actually being able to see. Is this the tomb still, right?
Is it in the Valley of the King, the Queen?
I can't remember. I'm not very good at remembering where things are.
I think that's what it said on the description of the folder. This looks like that activation that you were talking about.
We done one actually round the tomb. So the tomb's underground, and we done one round the tomb. I think there's a picture of the tomb, and it went all blurry. The only picture we have is all blurry.
Oh wow, it's really interesting. This is a oh, it's not going to play. Shucks, that was a water grid. I have a PC. Kom Ombo here. Kom Ombo.
I done an activation at that part. It was just some ruins. But I'd done an activation at 4 separate points outside the temple, and then had an activation inside the temple. It was really powerful.
Yeah, the pictures just they don't even do it justice. It's so large. It's so much larger than life. So much larger
That
than the movies
Hathor's
make it.
temple, that little building there, but I didn't know that. And when I come out the big temple, I had said to my guides, "Where do I go next?" And a little dog had walked up there, so I always follow the dog. So I walked up, and as I got to the door, 4 other dogs came and just lay behind me in a line. And I looked in, and it says at the side it's Hathor's Temple. And then one of the guards come up and he said, "Look, put your head here and put your hands here and everything." He says it's really powerful, and it was a really powerful place. And we went there last year, and I missed it. I never noticed it. So I had an activation in there too. And another powerful place, that's Abu Simbel. We went there on day one, and yeah, it was kind of blew me away. It was amazing.
I don't think I'm gonna be in Abu Simbel, but it's so activating. And the picture that you posted, just the one before, if you don't mind, Fate, when we see the big sculpture like that, and I was wondering why they were like doing like putting little people between their legs, and I saw like it was because there were to show how big they were for real, like just like if I feel like those beings like they wanted to show us how big they were like for real, like putting someone like next to it to just to
Yeah,
show
for scale.
the grandeur of different beings.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, clearly they didn't like one of the statues at all. They chiseled them up a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that one had fallen.
Sometimes they
JJ
used
had,
to chip it away because they wanted to keep it because they believed that they'd receive like some energy from it too.
This is Hathor here too, right?
yeah, that's Hathor. Yeah. There's a lot of codes inside the temple and the energy. There were certain spots inside the temple that were more activating than other places, which was cool. And that was the other side.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the front is so captivating, but if you were to see this side at any temple, there you would be blown away, basically.
Yeah.
Completely blown away at the scale.
Yeah, that's inside the other side, the other temple. I liked how they had hieroglyphs on the ceiling as well. That's in Alexandria, in the library, and that part had been underwater. It's only just the last month been open to the public. So a Buddha who lives in Alexandria, he had never been in there. And we done an activation with JJ and Stacey at the wall in there. We managed to get it to ourselves for like 5 minutes. We done an activation. I love that place. It's really special. Yeah, it's still Alexandria Library. We also went to a place in Alexandria. It's a chapel, and Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Yeshua hid in there for 3 months. But I don't think I sent you pictures of that because I've not done any codes related to it. But I've got a couple of pictures I can show you. I can put in the chat. But that was really cool, and that's Dragon Island.
Yeah, I was scrolling. I was like, "Who's this dude?" I was like, "Oh, that's me."
Oh, that's John. That's John from our trip.
Joan? Yeah. Like, who's this? Look at all these eggs, man. Literally, it looks exactly. I mean, it looks so similar.
And I had 4 Andaras that I had bought just before I got there, and I thought I was going to just charge them up on Dragon Island and take them home. And as I went to visit 4 separate eggs, it's as if they all picked their favourite Andara. So I just left the Andaras at 4 different eggs, and then I had an activation and spoke light language at the 4th egg I got to. I think I posted that in the chat. That one is really cool. That I think that was the last one I got to, because it looks as if it's a blanket or a sheet like over the dragon egg, and then it's all been turned to stone. That's Esna Temple. I've got codes for that. But that had scaffolding up the day we went there. So I've not really got any pictures of the outside. But it's still got a lot of colour on the walls and things.
Yeah, it's amazing the color that's still there after all this time on certain parts, especially the ceiling where it's still there. It's like it's really hard to kind of imagine how old some of these places are.
Yeah, like Hathor's Temple when they still get the turquoise. Yeah, I think that's one of the most colourful temples I've seen. I think that's the only 2 pictures of me in existence.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the codes now. That looks like that's the end of that one.
JJ sang in the King's Chamber, and it was amazing.
Yeah, the reverb that they got going in there. Where is it? Here it is, and they're labeled too. So
That's the Library of Alexandria. It felt like, do you know how they had put all the wisdom on the tablets? And it felt like all the tablets with the wisdom, but they were all interlinked with each other. So, like, wisdom in one tablet would relate to wisdom in another tablet. And what JJ had said was, because a lot of it was still underwater, when all the things get destroyed, they put the codes in the water, and that's where they were stored, so that the wisdom doesn't get lost. But that's the most codes I think I've ever put on one drawing I've ever channeled. Just so many. That's the pyramids. So the box in the middle is the sarcophagus, and there's 7 pyramids as the base of this drawing, and there were 7 of us in there plus Gary, and it feels like frequencies and toning. That's what the light codes felt like. And when I was in the King's Chamber, it felt like somebody could have just peeled the brick wall as if it was like brick wallpaper, and you could just peel it off and you would be in the middle of the cosmos. It felt Yeah, as if you were just a little box in the centre of the cosmos. That is Esna Temple, so the colourful temple. And JJ had said there was a galactic portal there, and that's what it felt like. The squares, well, it's not squares, it's like square spirals. It felt like that was the portal, and then the codes were the codes to open up and communicate with the portal.
Can you turn that around, Faith? Can you turn that around?
Yeah, the colors on this one, it's so potent, so powerful.
It's so powerful.
Really reminds me so much of what we were looking at with our own eyes, and that's.
Oh, I feel that on my crown.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
really.
And I feel like through creativity, that is so, with the colors. I mean, like, yeah, it's also joyful.
It feels innocent.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was, as I was saying that, I got my throat chakra activation. So yeah, communication, definitely, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just continuing to breathe. If you need to anchor in, turn your dial down, grab a crystal, light a candle.
My hands are going crazy since the codes started. And if you would like to bring the other image back, the galactic portal, Glenn, that would be fabulous, because some light language wanted
Was
to
it this one?
Yeah.
This is it, right?
Yeah. Narada hada, ya narata nahada, ku unara da, duro, derada, dara no ku adad eadata, nato oro, da. Yeah, I'm complete.
Thank you, Annette. That was amazing.
Sharon, it's so good to hear your voice.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Surprise, I'm here.
And Annette, what I was hearing, like decoding through that light language, thank you, it's so powerful. It was really like those pillars are asking us to be the pillars to receive like all the information, but it was like, yeah, we're ready. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting all that time to open up. Yeah, open up, be the pillar, stay there. We got you. We've got all those informations for you, and you're ready, and we're ready. It was really like, yeah, let's do this, group.
Thank you for saying pillar and bringing in that intelligence, because I have 4 fingers here and it feels like 4 pillars in the whatever this part of the heart is called. Bing, bing, bing. Sparklies.
I'm being. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that if like the trees behind me are sending codes, so this is many layers. What's happening right here? Just like everything I do. But please continue.
Oh, they were showing me. I was being shown an image of someone from our group. It's a parallel life, like walking through this specific temple. Feels feminine for sure, and they're like touching. Because as you go by, I never really touched anything, but you can definitely, like, the pillars are huge, and there's so many of them, and there's different areas you can tuck away in. You can rub your hands essentially like along the pillars too, and that's one of the images they were showing me. Is somebody here, parallel life, has definitely been there, and they're touching, going along, and some people trace, like they're tracing with their fingers, what's within reach, because the pillars themselves are huge. I don't know, they're so tall. I don't even know how many feet that would be, or meters for Europeans.
I was guided to touch the walls when I was in there, Glenn. And I got a womb activation. There's a part that you connect to Sekhmet, and I got a really powerful womb activation. And I had got some crystals and drew some light language and placed them in the four corners of the temple, just hid them under the gravel.
I love that. I love the grid work where you're like, oh, little crystal here, there, and you can get into the corners, and yeah, dude, that's so powerful. That's so classic. That's classic Sharon right there, and Mariana as well too, tucking away. And there's Leni with her secret distribution of crystals as well.
I have some really cute sun codes that are peeking through right here, and like as I'm kind of playing with it, I'm getting some very ET phone home vibes. It's like pink. So kariaka sikiriaka aria shokotoriaka sikiriaka tanaya shokotoriaka sikiriaka taria shokoto. I'm hearing something about allowing ourselves to deepen into like the we made it, we did it frequency of like just the excitement of what's coming, what we are creating, and allowing yourself to receive the joy of the mystery. Something about like we're at the fun part. Allow yourself to be at the fun part because you're here. And there's so many witnesses confirming.
So I have the Arcturians coming in, like right now. They're telling me how they helped establish the holographic blueprint, and they brought it from Arcturus to the plateau to design all the buildings, and they left the holographic imprint in the land for the buildings to be built, and they left a lot of codes that were awakening to in this time and era, because we're becoming so close and connected to our star brothers and sisters who helped build this, like even so far beyond our history that we couldn't even imagine that they were a part of it. But they were telling me that there's a council of Lyrans and the Andromedans helped to create a synthesis of a hologram that all of these pyramids were built to. So like when they started building them, like it actually, everything was like magnetized to itself to be in the places. Like, so like when they brought the hologram actually to Earth, they had a meeting with Gaia herself, and she chose all the pieces that were going to go to it, and she called those into being with them in their councils. And so like having this a little bit of council time ourselves together, a lot of us were a part of this holographic team that came in and helped design this, and we put a lot of hidden codes, that like were made, like I think originally when they were when it was all put together, there weren't any hieroglyphics. It was all smooth, but the codes that came through were carved out over the centuries of new people coming in and feeling the energy and amplifying the energy, and then adding code, like adding the carvings which were already there in like the rocks themselves. Like when Robert Edward Grant goes in and he finds all of the like the star systems in the King's Chamber and stuff like that, that is like part of this holographic template that like you can't see it until you're at the right vibration. So the Arcturians want to bring in a little bit of light language for that. And the Mantids want to come in as they put an overlay of color and frequency into this. Many blessings.
Yeah, thank you for all of the amazing shares. Sharon, do you want to tell us about the Alexandria Library one? The codes? Your info?
Just what I got, that it was I can't get my words out. The English is getting so strong, I forget my words. The tablets, so it just feels like all these layered tablets with wisdom, but they're all interlinked. So the wisdom on one tablet kind of links in with the wisdom of another tablet. That's all I got from there. But yeah, so many codes in one drawing.
Yeah, and that's amazing, and I think it's related to what Vincent just shared about the Arcturians, and the blueprints and all the galactic that brought those blueprints to the Earth, and asking Gaia to just be there and step up, and so she can choose. And I saw that with the what Arcturian shared too, that she also asked for us to be a part of that weaving. So just on this image from the Alexandria Library, to let the humans, because it's our home, that we can bring our own template to the table, and weave those tablets through time, so we can have a full global construction, and not just a galactic construction, but also from Gaia, from our Earth, so we can weave that. And this is, I see, in those codes that Sharon did, just those those layers of humanity as well, because we cannot do it without you. Thank you.
Yeah, having visited the Alexandria Library is one of the most activating places for me. I feel like I waited my whole life to see that place. It's so much larger. It's one of the largest libraries probably the largest library I've been in, and it has museums, like little tiny museums inside of it that you can go into. A cafeteria has amazing food, but it's a working library. Across the street is like a huge the Library of or the University of Alexandria. So it's filled with just all types of people and knowledge, and even just the public stuff that I could see and walk around. They have these large displays that are like, they go up to, I don't know, they're a couple stories tall, some of the displays are. So it's just really larger than life. I can't emphasize to you, like, there's so much stuff even just walking through it. We spent, I don't know, an hour or two walking through it, and I barely got to see hardly anything in that place, and it's just it's just such an activating library. And we'll go to this one next.
That's Dragon Island, and I feel the foreign daras that I had bought that I had placed at each of the dragon eggs, I feel as if that's related to them, the bits at the bottom. And I got an activation. I don't know if it will work. My light language, I was going to share it with you. But it's quite quiet though, but I'll try my best. Go. See if this works. Can you hear it okay?
No, we don't hear anything.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Maybe drop it into the chat and I can pull it up.
Oh, okay, right.
Or you can telegram it to me.
Put it.
I'll
telegram it.
Yeah, look at this too, from this angle. It's really interesting. Yeah, we'll pull that up. Dragon Island with the eggs. Oops. Esna, Great Pyramid. Oh, here's the one. There we go.
Yeah. That's Abu Simbel. And I didn't get a description with that one, but then you had commented, Glenn, in my Instagram post about it being all galactic, and that made sense. It felt like it was maybe different star nations, the different codes are from the different star nations, and the bit in the middle is them weaving together and working together.
Yeah, we didn't get to visit Abu Simbel. That's one of the places I'll get to go back to at some point. Yeah, what else?
I have something coming through. Can you stay on this image for a second? Diakasakatana Shokotoya Diakasakatana Shokoto Shokoto. I'm getting kind of like spinal cord vibes from this. Shokoto Diakasakitia, and some of the numbers that I'm seeing, and some of the symbolism of like the directions of the swirling and other things that are happening. Something about underground tunnels. I see the whole thing spinning and kind of boring through it like a tunnel. Yes. Can you keep that spin going actually? But Shokoto, 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 Koko, 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 Piki, Yaka, Toko, Toko, Siki, 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 Krik, 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 Pak, 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 Uria, Kataria, Koto, Puria, Kasakataria, Shokotoria, Sikiria, Kataria, Sakataria, Shokotoria, 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 something about feeling safe to land. And deepen fully into our authenticity. I'm sure many of us carry this genetically as well, this fear, this safety thing, that we as cycle breakers chose to come here to work through. I'm hearing confirmation. From our soul families, congratulating and celebrating us for having completed this project, and allow this confirmation to settle in your field however it feels most aligned for you. But rest assured that it is safe and you are perfect just as you are. With love, of course. It's very multidimensional. Thank you so much for bringing that through. I'm complete for now.
That's the chapel in Alexandria. That's the top level that you walk into that Yeshua, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene had underneath. And I've got a couple of pictures of where they lived when they were hiding. They hid there for 3 months.
All right, I'm going to pull those up if we want to kind of transition a little in 1, 2, yeah. Feel free to share anything that came through for you, anything that's, I'm definitely feeling some things, but I'm curious to hear what's coming through for everybody else. I'm going to pull those up that you sent me.
And there was also, I call it a Knights Templar cross, but obviously it's a lot older than that. But there was the same cross you get on Isis's temples was on this church. I've just posted it in the chat. I don't know what the proper name of the cross is.
Yeah, I think I think I got the sound here. I can share a little bit of this Dragon Island. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Is it coming through?
That came through at my 4th dragon egg that I got to. So after I placed my 4th in Dara, and I had some blessed water that I placed at the 4 dragon eggs as well. It was like a little gift for doing the ceremonies. Yeah, that cross. I don't know what the proper name for it is, but it reminds me of the Knights Templar because it's in Sintra a lot. That's at Isis's temple, and the same cross was also at the Alexandria Library, Alexandria Chapel.
Sharon, can I ask you, how did you feel when you saw that, or when you saw that on the temple, those 2 crosses?
I don't know. Like I felt a recognition. I didn't feel like anything, like low vibrations or anything. Is that what you meant, Genevieve?
Yeah, it's just like I was wondering how I was feeling about that.
I get the word Essenes when I look at them, but I don't know, like, if this is way before the Essenes.
That's so. Thank you for confirming that, because we were like in a way, like I felt that we were connecting to the galactic and the prior to what we see in Egypt now. But then when I saw the crosses and the place that you were talking about with Mary Magdalene and Jesus,
Yeah, that's where they had.
and then it was just brought me down to those Essenes codes, and then you showed the crosses, and I was like, what? Why is it bringing me that part of Egypt, which is very like later than that, but connected to? So yeah, I don't know what's your opinions about that.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, Egypt has I didn't realize at the time until I visited, they have an ancient history going back, and what Sharon had said too, but like they have the Coptic church there, which is like early, whenever it got to Egypt, the name changed, and they became the Coptics. They have some very ancient, in Old Cairo specifically, there's like, I forget how many it is, it's like, I don't know, 11, 12, 13 very ancient, like, it's a great place to visit in Old Cairo, the old churches. This is the chapel, Sharon, and that you were telling us that they hid out in?
Yeah, that's the lower level of the chapel. So there was like 3 separate sections, but my picture in the first section is quite dark, so I just uploaded there and the other section. And that's apparently where they hid for 3 months. And I'm going to France in July to visit Mary Magdalene, the cave where she hid for the last 30 years of her life. So they say. I'm going to be doing some gridding there with JJ and Stacey and Ali and Kimberly.
Wow, that's amazing. The card that I pull up for tonight, I was for this afternoon, I was picking up some cards from the Ascension deck, and it was Mary Magdalene that showed up. Yeah. And I got like for me, I've been like very connected to the Essene, like all my life. I remember very young that part, and when I read about that, I just knew. And all the work that I do with the plants and everything is all connected to what I learned from, I don't know, maybe Mary Magdalene, because she was like a very good priestess or an amazing one that was knowing like very deep magic with the plants and those rituals. And I still use them daily, like every day. So I'm very connected to the Essene, and yeah, that's the, I know that there's a part of me that's going to be like remembering more for me of that part of my life, and and to bring Mary Magdalene, what you're talking about, that feels very resonant. So I can't
Oh, I
wait to
love
see
that.
what's going to be discovered there. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
can't wait to see the codes because I'm actually staying for 6 weeks in the little village that Mary Magdalene Basilica's in. And then I'm meeting up with JJ and we're going to the cave. And I'm going to Sintra in Portugal, which is very Knights Templar. And I read the other day that some of the Essenes started the Knights Templar. So the Knights
Yes.
Templar wasn't all Essenes, but some of the Essenes were part of the start of the Knights Templar.
Yes. Some of them, they started the Templars.
Yeah, one of the things too, I don't know if you started feeling into this, Shamie, but I wanted to mention, is you definitely have remembrance when you're there. If you have any connection, and you're gonna have like a lot of remembrance. I feel especially, but there's so many different timelines too, depending on the group that you're with. So you're kind of in one another's like field and grid. So there's a lot of overlapping. A lot of overlapping remembrances happening together, and a lot of different timelines are converging. And we had done some channeling, basically saying like the timelines. People like to talk about how you have access to all the timelines. We invoke the golden timelines quite a bit, but while that is, I'm not quite exactly sure that we have access to all the timelines. Specifically for Egypt, I'm deeply connected. Some of the timelines are definitely, and JJ's mentioned this, protected and locked, and you gain access to these timelines. Like we travel there, we're called there, like with our DNA helps to kind of unlock some of that. So even the remembrance that I've had the couple times that I've been, and everybody else can share, this is my point of view. It's unlocked by your genetics, like your actual DNA being there, and then you feel into. There's like Atlantean remembrance in the Red Sea. But it's really interesting because like we have this deep knowing even from like a child. We're kind of drawn to all these books and National Geographics and feeling into Egypt. But when you get there with your body, with your soul, with your spirit, with your grid, with your field, there's just so many different, and it's super multidimensional too. So I'd love to hear any other thoughts that came through for that. Maybe somebody else can share as well too, if they had some remembrance come through, or timeline convergence. Absolutely, as well as a huge thing. Kemet came through very loud for us. Kemet was a province of Atlantis that survived and then later became Egypt.
About the timelines, what I see or what I feel right now when you're talking about that conversions, for me, it's more like, because it's all happening at the same time, it's more like connected to your soul purpose or your soul mission, or I don't know, your soul experience, let's say. We are all experiencing the 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 universe, so we're all connected to different timelines, even if it's not ours, because we're sharing like telepathically. We are all feeling, well, not experiencing that. But I think like for me, when I think of all the past lives or whatever's connected to Egypt, and for me it's like the path of the priestess. Like the path of the priestess brings all those timelines converge together, so I can see where I evolve and where I got like the learning that I'm still doing now in this lifetime, but remembering in the way. And for me it's like the path that is bringing those timelines together and remembering. But maybe I will unlock some other things too when I go there. But for now, yeah, it looks like that.
I don't know, Rachel or Aurora or Leni, do you guys have any thoughts on some of the things that you experienced while you were there? Share, Sharon.
I didn't really remember anything, but the people in my group, they seems to like remember me, but I don't really remember anything.
I'm kind of the same way. I remember, but I don't need. I've designed myself in a way that I don't need to remember like that. Like like I just know. I don't know. I just resonate. I just magnetize, and it's just I go where I'm called. So like, it's hard to describe. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, echoing all of that. Echo. But it's all coming back. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to us now.
Yeah, I definitely won't mansplain anything priestess related at all whatsoever. I have my own remembrance, and I'll just share with you kind of some of my POVs. But I did get some channelings of like visiting. I would see like people coming specifically to the Temple of Philae, Temple of Isis, to receive different rituals, activations, even in the pyramid and around the pyramid complex. I was able to see a lot of different things at the base, specifically inside the King's Chamber, but there are other chambers as well too. We have access to the King's Chamber now, but the King's Chamber, going back at least what we're told and what was written down in history, like that sarcophagus, there's a lot of specific rituals around the sarcophaguses themselves. They were used for different purposes. They talk about how like in different areas, like they never recovered like mummies from the sarcophagus. They were used like very ceremonially, and even in Saqqara and a lot of the older pyramids, we didn't spend a whole lot of time in there on our trip, but in my trip 2 years ago, we climbed inside every single one of them and spent like essentially the entire day out at the Saqqara complex, and I got a lot of different remembrance from that. Some of it was like conscious, some of it came much later because I wasn't as high frequency in 2023 at the time, where I was connected to my Egyptian and Kemet lineages. But yeah, that's what I got. Maybe you could talk about some of the star families too. I know a lot of us experienced like Pleiadian was huge there as well too. Saw a lot of ships while we were there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I guess it's connected, but with the Sphinx and everything. But lately, like the past week and a half, definitely Lara coming very forth, like assisting me in my journey.
Yeah, Rachel, did you want to talk about that any? Sirius, Andromeda, Lyra, Venush?
Honestly, it speaks for itself. I'm not even trying to be difficult. That's all I can say.
Turquoise and teal coming up a lot, yeah. Deep remembrance on the Nile too, when we were sailing the Nile and being held by the Nile. Very primordial, very yin frequency with the Nile specifically.
Sharon, I'm so glad that you're here, because I feel like when I see your images, and I just bought like the Anna Grandmother of Jesus book, like I think not even 3 days ago or 4 days ago. last week. So I'm just gonna bring that book with me. I haven't read it yet. And yeah, so
That makes
It's
so
a
much
really good
sense.
book.
I'm sorry. I'm just glad you said. Yeah, it makes so much sense.
So this is the Serapeum in Alexandria. And when we were walking around, there's I can't remember where the other Serapeum is, and there's big giant boxes. And JJ was saying that feels more like galactic beings come in for restoration, but this was more like the restoration for the humans that's mentioned, which had plasma in them, the boxes with the plasma, and you go in and restore your human body.
One of the things that just came through for me was like that there's a different resonance for each era that things have happened there. Like from the Atlantean times, I was getting that like there were like 9 kingdoms, and they used the area as like a meeting place. Like they would meet a couple every once in a while there. But there was like 9 other Atlantis cities, each one of them holding a mystery school. And like the people who migrated from the closest cities to uh, Egypt only carried a certain portion of the codes that like they could understand, and then like when they started like the Egyptians started using them to try to connect and understand, it was like they were only had one side of the story, kept on like they would go, it would be a fluctuation of like the energy would come in, they would get to a certain point, and then they would like it would all like blah 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 flutter out because it needed the vibration from these other Atlantean cities, because like as I get into and I feel into the Atlantis society, is that like you would go to each of these Atlantis cities, which were very connected to the water. And that's why we can't find them right now, is like there like like I've been researching a bit about Atlantis, and there was like Plato has like one of the only recollections of Atlantis through like the oral tradition from Cylon, which was like, for a 9,000 year tradition to be passed down from generation to generation, to from priest to priest to priest. And they only had a certain aspect of it. And like a lot of the information was lost, but it's carried within the codes that are there. So like, uh, it's as we are bringing ourselves in from certain places around the world that we're coming in, we're actually bringing the codes of the land with us also, because we're eating the food, we're drinking the air, like, or yeah, drinking the air obviously, and drinking the water of this air everywhere that we are, and that the water and the air is carrying the codes back to the land to be reigniting these remembrances within ourselves as we get to each one of these places. Um, so yeah, that was just a little tidbit that was coming in for me.
yeah, thank you so much, Vincent. And just when you were about to say that, I was about to come online and show you this that I'm going to be bringing with me. And because for me, Egypt is, and our the First Nation here, indigenous people here, are all connected. They're connected to the land, and more and more that we share our codes from the land, we are calibrating everything and opening up like the stargates here and there, but it goes from the land through us with the codes, and that's why it's so important to, for me, I don't know why, but it keeps repeating like you're going there to open doors, and because of your DNA and because you're a part of that land and you hold those frequency with you, this is what's opening up like the door. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
There are lots of underground tunnel and vault underneath all of those pyramids, and those are still largely undiscovered. Maybe you will get to there, I think.
Well, actually, well, sorry, Faith, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Well, actually, I don't know if you heard about that, but there's I don't know, prophecy with that Chris Bledsoe talked about, like Hathor appeared to him, and on the Easter morning of the 5th, with the regular star, we're going to be open up to more knowledge, and I think it's connected to the open. Fate was talking about like the frequency that needs to match like a certain frequency to open up new information, and I think that collectively we just arrived at a certain frequency that we can open those new knowledge for all for the whole humanity. So I think that it's starting to ripple out from Egypt particularly, but to the whole world. Yeah.
I think we didn't get to a couple of the codes. I just wanted to bring them up here for us to take a look at.
That was Kom Ombo. So when I was channeling these codes, I didn't know what they meant, and it was only afterwards my guide had said that I had done 4 activations outside the temple. One was at the Hathor Temple, one was at a set of ruins. There was a well as well. And do you remember the frequency chamber, Glenn and Leni? There was like at Kom Ombo and JJ done some singing. So I done an activation there. And as I remember thinking, this is really weird. I've spent more time outside the temple, but I think it was important to do those activations. And then when I went inside the temple, I get guided to a spot and had this huge activation. I'm going to put the Eye of Hathor codes in the chat so that I can show you. So these codes, I saw it in my third eye in 3D, and there's a yin, like a triple yin yang, and it was spinning round, and I saw it pulling these. It's as if they were stuck souls in the lower levels of below the Kom Ombo Temple, and it was as if it was pulling them up and helping them to find the light. That was the activation represented in the centre circle. And while I was doing that, one of the group, the people in the group, John, he came over, and I remember thinking, oh good, I've got somebody to help balance this energy because it's really strong. And the two of us were like violently sick that night from about 12 o'clock until 8 in the morning. We were up every half an hour, just being really sick. And I think it was how strong the activation, the energy was. So it was a really powerful day. That's the Tomb of Eye. And there was 7 of us in there. And this is where we're all standing. So that the little points round the side are where we were all standing. And I was standing behind JJ. I'm going to just pop in the chat. I've got, where is it? Right. So this is the only picture we've got of the Tomb of Eye. And it's really blurry. And I think it's the energy. But you can still feel the energy of the picture. and it was the tomb of I that I had to walk outside and take my shoes off and ground because the energy was so strong. But that's what the light codes represent. I think the activation that we were doing round the tomb. Can you pop that up on the screen, Glenn? You know the
let's see if I
picture
can
of the
get it.
tomb.
Let me pull it up. Kiana toku shuku uti yana takana toku uti shina takara kiana toku. Can you see it there, Sharon?
Yeah.
Inside. A little blurry,
So
but
that's. I think it's the energy from the tomb because it was really strong. Because all the other pictures were fine, and then we took that one, and it was really blurry. But I think you can still feel the energy of the picture. But definitely worth a visit.
Shishana toku. I'll share some light language because I'm getting some stuff coming through. Haven't really been sharing too much light language, but I just have so much connection to Egypt. Kiana toku iyana taka iyana takara iyana kuhutu uyana taha ishishana takara yana toku shiyana takara kiyaka shina toku iyakara akushiyano to Yanataka hati shianatakara Kiana taku ukoa atiya Iyana. What's coming through is kind of affirming and confirming some of the stuff that we've already shared. Iyana taku. It's like they're saying the channel is like from myself, from my parallel life essentially. They were like brothers and sisters. Some of you have chosen to remember consciously or unconsciously. Kiyanataka atoku ukuru ukiyanataka atiyanatoku shishiyanataka hatiya shiyanku uku. It's more along the lines of like the frequency of remembrance. You know, we all have choices when it comes to what we want to activate and what is going to assist us on our soul mission, our dharma, our path, you know, and some of us choose to remember, some of us choose to stay veiled when it comes to certain gifts, abilities, lives, particularly Egypt, and our connections into the parallel lives, and we all can essentially, you know, we create our own reality, so we make that choice, and that's kind of what's coming through. Is I mean, there's so much more, but I'll keep it pretty short. But basically, what I'm saying is that we that basically we have chosen to remember, chosen to not remember, and that is what is most aligned for us, and we can choose differently if the time comes when your frequency and your vibration, if it's going to assist you on your soul path, you know, what you want to remember, what you want to converge, what you want to collapse, what you want to activate, what you want to call in, and that's not even really along the lines of what we're doing in community or you know, the overlapping grids and the timelines. And I mean, every single person here is a super quantum grid weaver, light weaver, time weaver, so many different, I mean, I can see a lot of the soul aspects too as we're talking and kind of walking ourselves through the grids as well. So it's, yeah, that's what I got for share. Thanks. I'm complete. And even what Vincent brought forth too, I love that he shared that as well about the energetics. Oh, go ahead, Janvier. Saw you on mute.
Yeah, you just did with verbally what I was seeing, like needed to just weave everything in. So yeah, go ahead, just to weave everything, because there's so many things that we just activate or made completion or made sense of, and just like, so just doing some weaving, and you were doing it verbally. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm super grateful for all of the pictures and the shares and the codes, the keys. I can definitely feel like some are working in the field, and the grids as well too. And it's very potent and powerful to exchange that in a well-grounded, calibrated, anchored session or container. And we talk about in our community particularly about the heart resonance field, group telepathy, if you're open and aligned to that, with your own discernment, of course, but yeah, curious to hear what else is coming through for you. I feel like somebody else may have something too.
I'm getting that there's like a lot of brain activation, like coherence between our left and right brain going on, and it's getting filtered through our like brain stem. Like there's some codes like on like the hieroglyphs that are definitely that maybe are going to be brought forward if during this trip that Janvier is doing. That are very specific to that. Like she may want to take some pictures of that. I don't know. That's just something that was coming through as kind of a blur in my mind of something. And I'm getting a lot of pressure on the like my brain stem and the Abdullah oblongata as it's going into its like crystalline transformation of coming out of like lower density into a higher density. It's like a chalice in itself holding the like a frequency.
Yeah, you were bringing a little bit earlier, Vincent, some Arcturians that really helps us like calibrate like big time. And as you were bringing the codes, I had feelings like on my feet, that tingling under my feet, like we that can be like realign and like just more calibrating, just feeling like a little bit more openness to the grounding. So allow that to happen. So as we calibrate left and right brain, like yeah, the brain gym, when you touch like a knee while you're like, so it's just like doing that synchronistic thing so we can calibrate.
there's a lot of flower frequencies coming in with this spring season for both of us in the parts of the world that are there now. And Yugasikiria Kashukoto Ryashukoto Tukasakata Shukoto Ryasikiria Kata blossoming Kotoria light blossom, I heard. Ryakasikiria Kata. But taking it lightly, as in softly, gently, Ryakasakata, and allowing our light to blossom from within. As we melt into the light that is inherently us, but we forgot for a time, but remembering that that was part of the game that we created, and it is safe to remember, it is safe to be, safe to be ourselves, safe to be our authenticity, safe to see and witness. As well as safe to align with the path that we created for ourselves. And so reminders to just turn within and trust your inner guidance. Lots of gratitude at the table from all of the elements, reminding us that we are ready. We are worthy. And I just heard we are money. So giving ourselves the permission to have fun with it. Because this is why we came to redistribute the abundance that we allowed to become scattered for a time, because that was also part of the game, but part of the process of recollecting our parts and pieces, fragments, soul, elements, something about batteries, all of our essence from all of the like vaults, storage spaces. I just heard servers. Take what resonates. All of our essence means all of our electricity. So establishing the collective coherence of a new baseline. It's safe to embody our true nature, our true essence, our true elements, elements within, and allowing it to flow organically with our intelligence. As our intelligence assists in the remembrance. And a reminder that, again, it is safe because we know our place. It's not a race. And we respect and honor space in whatever form that takes. Like a love for the inclusion of all layers that it takes to fully embody this grace. Thanking the Dr. Seuss brain within. Because we're all poets, and for a little while we forgot that we knew it. But now we know it. So thank you for horsing around. Does anybody remember their parents telling them to take the horse play outside? But it's safe to be outside and be seen in all of our glory for all eternity and infinity and beyond. So that's a message from the inner children at the table. Thank you. I'm complete for now.
Yeah, thank you for that transmission, by the way. We had a little play on words in the chat that I thought was interesting. We were talking about we are ready, we are worthy, we are abundant. Rachel said treasure hunt on that part that you were talking about, and then I put in the chat treasure equals booty equals Dr. Abudi, who was our Egyptologist when we were in Egypt. So just want to shout him out.
Big shout outs for Dr. Abudi and Maggie and Magic Mo and the whole Noon Goddess team. We love, 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 love all of you and all else associated with said greatness, grandness, the grandeur of our grace. Thank you very much.
And Sister John May, just sending you so much love. Hopefully you know that we love and we care about you. We'll definitely be available in the field to weave, as aligned with you and your friends and your trip mates and we talked earlier about the heart resonance field that we've been working on in our community and the group telepathy. And feel free if you need any support to reach back out to any of us via whatever feels best. And just letting you know that we will be thinking about you, and you'll be leaving, sounds like very soon. So any words before we get ready to close out here?
Receiving all that love. Thank you. Oh, it's such an amazing team, and I just want to shout out to everyone here who's just like amazing, and also big love to Christina. I think she needed to leave, but wow, such an amazing, beautiful, wonderful team. And if you want, I'm just gonna send the polar step little. I don't know if you know that you can follow where I'll be like in real time where in Egypt. So maybe I'll send it to the Telegram group if you want to follow there. So I'll be sending pictures every day if I can. And yes, thank you so much. It was amazing. Love you so much.
I don't have words. I love you. I love everyone. Everyone's awesome. This is great. I'm just so in awe of it all. It's awesome. You're going to have an excellent trip. Keep us posted.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Sharon, as well, for all of the amazing photos, the codes, the keys, your frequency, energy, vibration, Aurora for the photos as well. Credit to all of the people who shared their photos. I think some of those were definitely Leni's photos as well. Thanks, Annette, for staying up late with us and gritting with us. I know it's late there, and all of the amazing shares and light language. And what else you got before we close it out here? Something about an emoji. What's the emoji?
Lenny and I both put the shell emoji at the same time, and we both never use that emoji. And that's why I was like, "Are you serious?" Because we've just been weaving for days.
So if you're listening later, drop your favorite emoji in the chat, in the comments. We love, 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 love.
Oh, yeah, just thanking all the guides, helpers, allies, guardians, animals, kingdoms, all of our friends here who join us on the call live, who are weaving with us on the playback or at Telegram, or on your otter, the dolphins, the whales. There's a lot of dolphin frequency in the Red Sea and in Egypt. All of our soul aspects, the galactic children, the inner children, any children I am, children frequencies also that you're weaving with as well too. Definitely felt their presence. Hathor came through in the end there as well too, and just taking a moment here as we're getting ready to close out to integrate and weave this into completion, to just bring back into your awareness your intention for today, for this session, for sending our sister Genevieve and all of her tripmates off with lots of love, reactivating that intention in the now moment with your breath, symbol, sigil. And Leni posted a song, so I think what we'll do is I'll share that song and we'll close out. It's like 2 minutes, and let me pull it up. I couldn't get it to work on my Spotify, but I did get it to work on this playback here. So feel free to unmute and share whatever else comes through, and love you guys and gals and all of our friends and family so much. Feel free to get up and dance.
That's so good.
All right, friends. Sending you a lot of love, and we will be leaving with you in the Telegram. Feel free to unmute. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, everybody. Have a nice flight on Sunday.
Bye.
Good luck, Genevieve.
Welcome home.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Kienata kono yana. Kienata.
Katiata.